this is Lilla Foreign. Welcome back to Valid with an Accent. Thank you all so much for tuning in again. Krissy, how you doing?
I'm good, baby. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for pulling up. I really appreciate you. I know you had a lot going on this weekend. You have a lot going on this weekend.
Yes.
And some extra shit on top of that.
Right.
Introduce yourself real quick so we can get into
everybody.
it.
I'm Krissy Love. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I'm a songstress. I have a new single that just dropped on the 2nd called Stay Up. It's on all the media platforms. Amazon, YouTube.
All that.
Yes, so I'm just here with my girl who's supporting me, supporting her, so we can get this thing rolling for this single for real.
The main thing why I was like, I need you on my podcast is because when I met you at Still Got the Juice, I really loved your energy.
Yes.
Like you got that crackhead energy, and then it's just like, I feel like you're the type of person who no matter if you be going through some like tough times or nobody's gonna know because you're not showing it. You're always smiling, you're always happy, you're always dancing, singing.
Absolutely.
Crazy stuff.
That gets me through it.
Yeah, I love that.
Absolutely. It sucks sometimes because you know you still need that support, but everybody can see you as the strong one.
Yeah.
But it definitely helps get through for sure because I use music. It's just my go-to for everything.
Were you always like this bubbly person or some?
Always. It's crazy though, because I'm always bubbly, but when I was a child, I liked to play by myself. I love to play by myself, but I still had that personality for sure. Okay. And I learned everything in music, like my timetables, everything through song.
You know what's crazy? Because I think I was in 9th grade and we had to learn the Greek alphabet. Yeah. And it was for like an extra, credit or whatever, but I had to put on a song that I really liked at the time, and to the beat of that, I was able to memorize it.
That's how you do it.
Don't ask me to tell you the Greek alphabet right now.
I was gonna say, can I get a little?
That was a couple years ago.
You can't do that.
But yeah, for like what it was worth, it was, saying so.
No, we could remember lyrics easy, right?
Yeah. You see, I don't make music. People trying to peer pressure me into making music, but I can't hear the beat. I'm just not like a musically inclined person
to actually do it,
but it can help you through so much. Like music, no matter if you make music, if you just listen to music as a consumer,
absolutely,
music is life literally. I was gonna
and it's literally the world's language.
Yes.
People don't understand English, but they could sing and recite a Michael Jackson song word for word.
Correct. How long have you been doing music for? What made you get into it?
It was, for me, it's gonna sound cliche because this is a lot of people's background, but church. I was in a choir since I was younger.
I never heard nobody say that before.
What you mean? Fantasia,
Oh, okay, like the big ones.
They're the big ones,
okay,
so they, normally start in church. But I was like in a little singing group, but I was so to myself and not really wanting to be out there because my sound was more uniquely to a lower tone. So in my head, I'm thinking you have to sound like Mariah Carey. You gotta, you have to do this and do that. But then it was people like T-Boz and Anita Baker, and Tony Braxton that had those lower ranges on lock. So then I started, channeling that. Yeah. And everything just started happening from there. I used to write poetry. I turned those into songs. When I was in the 5th grade, I wrote about a bear named Ted, and I turned
crying. You still remember that?
I think so. I think it was like, once there was a bear named Ted. He was sleeping in his bed. Then he woke up and bumped his head. The next day he went out to get some berries. Then he saw some hunting left there in the herbary.
No, that's crazy.
That was from 5th grade.
That's how it starts. Yes. Like 5th grade, what do we expect? Like that's the shit you can't sing about heartbreak in 5th grade.
Oh no, oh my goodness. But these kids now, these young kids
they be going through
it. Like who broke your heart? Who took your last apple juice? Who did it?
Right, literally. That I was wondering that the other day because I'm like, how are you 19 singing about multiple females and heartbreak? Like
they're so experienced. They're so experienced. I didn't have my first drink till college. So I don't know.
Right, listen, we all different, but I like that a lot. And what would you? So you said like you're on the lower, tone, lower range.
I am. I used to stay there, but me and my vocal trainers and everything, they're like, "Oh no, you're a soprano." I said, "Excuse me." I'm what? And then
it's the confidence that you have to, right?
You said the magic word. When people say the most cliche things, it's really true. Like to hear people say you have to be, when they get their awards and it's like, you just gotta believe in yourself. And it sounds cliche, but it's so true because I could have all the vocal training in the world, the producers that's by my side and they rooting for me, but I'm not feeling it myself. I'm not going nowhere. So recently, like as of this year, I just started tapping into my vocal ability, and you're gonna hear it in these new songs. You know, Stay Up gave you a little bit, you know, too of a little peak. Yeah. But the songs that's coming, I'm so excited.
I was gonna say, because Stay Up is still mine. That's the new single, by the way. We'll get there in a second.
Gonna get there.
That's still very like chill.
It's still
calm,
chill.
You know?
Yeah.
What would you consider your style? Like, what genre would you put yourself in?
I put myself in, you know how they had like crunk and B and all of that stuff. I really consider myself a vibe and B.
Okay.
You know, it's not. It's my own lane. It's my own lane. It's a vibe and B, because I'm not hip hop. I'm not R&B. I have jazz background. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a vibe, and whatever vibe you're feeling at that time, you're gonna get from one of my songs. Like that's where I'm at right now, and I'm learning to be vulnerable too, because that's where your fans come from. Everybody don't want to turn up all the time, okay? Right. You know what I'm saying?
So like, you can listen to drill music at 6 a.m. every day. Like.
And I was doing that for a little bit, because I love, my favorite instruments are the drum line. So any good bass, drums, you know, percussion, all of that, it's really, it get me going. But then I'm like, you can't just listen to this all the time. You know what I'm saying? So I have to release through my music. Yeah. That's where the vocals come from, and people could connect with you when you're doing certain things. Yeah. So
I feel like, because I always tell people, they try to pressure me into making a song so badly.
But why you say pressure?
Because okay, so this is my theory, right? Mm-hmm. New Yorkers, they just gonna boom, da, 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 da. Everybody can make music like that, right? Cool. But people think when I say that it's my voice, that I just don't think it's there. They think like, oh, but your accent is... Mm-hmm. I'm not talking about my accent. Mm-hmm. I don't have a good voice, thanks to my mom and my dad, because they don't have a good voice either.
You may feel that you don't.
Dancing and singing don't run in the family.
Oh my goodness.
So, but this is where like a vocal coach could come in handy, but I just don't have the confidence to like, okay, now do the like, I can't do
That's
that.
where you gain it, though.
I can't do that.
Yeah, you got it. The vocal trainer helps you with that.
But you see, I would be shy to be.
That was me my first time. That was me my first time. And it's crazy because I don't even remember her name, but she was the vocal trainer for Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles. So she was an older lady and she was strict. But I went in there very timid. And whatever her experienced ears heard is what I'm doing now. So they're gonna get you there. Like, that's what it is. You could go in there as timid and shy as you want to, and they're gonna bring it out. If you get the right one.
One time, I'm not gonna lie, I was having breakfast with my best friend, right? Okay. This was 5th grade, 6th grade, a long time ago. Mm-hmm. We're eating breakfast, and Miley Cyrus, Wrecking Ball is on the radio. So, you know, we just like fucking around, and we're like, we came in, and I hit that like high-pitched like Wrecking Ball like so perfectly. We looked at each other, we started cracking up.
But it was good.
I was like, whoa, where did that come from? So I know it's...
See, exactly.
That was the only time that I'm like...
That's very true. And my grandmother always used to say, everybody could sing. Now, you hear some people and you be like, please. But
I've been told before, can you shut the fuck up? I've been told that before.
It was so funny. I remember a story. It was my sister, and you know, my only sibling, she passed away. So I'm really doing this with me. You know what I'm saying? But I remember one time, I told you I used to do lows all the time, right? Mm-hmm. So Mary J. Blige, you know, she has her harmonies, but I always stuck to the lows, and I was in the back singing, but it was just the lows. And my sister was like, can you please stop doing that? And my mother, she was like, why? Like, you don't hear that in the background? Like, they always tell me she's always picking up on things in the back, like that people are not listening to.
Yes, that's what it is, I feel
I've been told to be quiet too. I love you, sis, but she told me to be quiet.
Yeah, that's crazy. Rest in peace to her, though.
Yes, that's.
But I feel like, let's just get into your new single, feel me? Because it's just, I listened to it a couple times already.
It's so catchy. It's so vibey.
It's catchy. It's vibey. It's just so chill, but it's still like a vibe.
It's still a vibe, and it's so New York. So Samad Savage is featured on it. Shout out to Samad.
Shout out to him.
He also produced the track. He's from Jersey. So I started to get into the Jersey scene a lot because I was out there a lot for work and everything like that. I started meeting a lot of artists from out there. The Jersey music scene is pretty lit. And you know, especially now.
As much shit as we talk about Jersey, they be out there.
They be outside, but I really was like, let me get back home, please.
Right. Like,
let me do this right. Let me get my city behind me. You know what I'm saying? Like Brooklyn all day, every day. So he said, I got a track for you. He was like, no. When he saw me perform, he was like, you got it. You just need the songs, the records. Because now at that time, I'm just making songs from
like
YouTube
covers and stuff. Mm-hmm.
You know, so it wasn't matching me. Because I had a producer prior to, and we worked together. Kind of like how Tim and Missy work with Aaliyah or Swiss work with Eve. So it was kind of like that. But then we stopped working with each other. So then I was like, to keep my pen on top, I still was writing. So let me just get some YouTube beats. So that's where a lot of my songs came from. Then Samad seen me perform and he was like, I want to work with you. This was like back in June. I didn't hear from him until like the end of the year. You know, life be lifing. You know, he's a dad, all of that good stuff. And he hit me up like, I got this for you. Listen to this. I heard the beat first. It started off with "Go Brooklyn, go Brooklyn." I said, hold on. Then the beat just dropped. I'm like, why is this so New York? Like, this is so me. This is what I need to crank me up, get me back out there, and really dig into who I am, the Krissy Love, the vibe and be. You know what I'm saying? Because when you get beats from YouTube and things that don't match you, this type beat and stuff, it's kind of like, he watched me perform, he heard my tone, he know I love Brooklyn so much, and he incorporated it, and it was just from there. We went to the crib and we just started bouncing flows and stuff off of each other, and that hook just came.
So what type beats you used to go for though?
Ooh, it's so funny because there was a time, like I said, I was really into, and this is drill, but this is drill from Chicago. Back when Lil Durk and Bibby and them and Chirac, like those are the type of beats that I would go for and try to sing over them. Because it was just different for me. You know, I just didn't want to.
I okay want to hear one of those though.
I'm digging my archive and ciao. But it would be hot because then producers would hear it and be like, yo, no, I wouldn't picture nobody singing on this, but you're doing it. I'm gonna ride the mess out of a beat now. Like, that's why I'm saying this, it's always gonna be a vibe. But that prevented me from tapping into the vocals that I'm experiencing now. Because you can't be singing all like that on those type of beats. So it would be that. Who else? I did a lot of Travis Scott. I did a lot of Gunna. Because Gunna is very melodic.
Yes, he is.
Like, Gunna, Future, Thug. You know, they're very melodic. Yeah, and they still have those beats. You know what I'm saying? So I did a lot of those. And then the females, I went for Brandy. That's my favorite vocalist. I forget. It's some other ones. But those were the main. It was always the guys. And it was always those type of beats. That's why all of my songs were... I don't think you heard Dance, but that was my first thing.
I did actually, Fire and Dance, right? I listened to them. Yeah, I did my
Fire actually was a beat made by somebody on YouTube, but then we actually connected and he made that beat for me.
Okay, bad. All right, Fire.
Yeah, but Dance, no, I found that on YouTube and did. Yeah. But because of those beats, I just kept it, you know, dancey. Yeah. And not really digging and getting up under there, being vulnerable and tapping into that stuff. Kind of like how you say, you gotta have the confidence. I'm scared, I don't know what to do. Yeah. But when I get on stage, it's different.
That's how you gain like supporters too. I feel like once you put yourself out there and just do something different, you know. Right. Yeah, when you're being vulnerable, that's when you see like.
Child. Yeah. The vulnerability is killing me.
As cruel people can be, they're gonna tell you like, you know, if you're doing something right too. Like they might be like, yo, this sucks, but they're also gonna be like, oh, you should do more of this.
Yeah, and that's what's happening to me. Because my new producer and engineer, shout out to Blast, he's in New Jersey. Big shout out to Blast. Like, he really is, and I say that, because we don't want to talk about Diddy or Ike Turner.
Now that you said it, you might as well just go for him.
But when I know everybody knows that famous clip of Keisha Cole singing in a booth and she's like pushing out a note and Diddy keeps saying, do it again, do it again, do it again. We're not talking about the Diddy we know now that's in jail about whatever the hell. We're talking about the producer. And he's like, do it again, do it again. And I'm in there fighting with myself though. Mm-hmm. But he hears something that I can actually execute. So now I have to get out of my freaking head and dig into, you know, the love of this. And then I'm like, that's me. I'm getting emotional.
If he hears it, like he knows it's in you, so you just.
So now it used to be maybe 2 weeks to do one song. Now it's one session out, the next one out, and he even sees it. And he's like, check you out. Like now, I used to question him a lot, ask him stuff. I'm like, no, put this here, do this there, do this there.
I love that.
He's like, yes.
I love that.
You know what I'm saying? Like I've always had that in me, but it's a new level that I'm unlocking.
So how much time passed between them having to tell you, like, this is how and now, you now?
Yeah.
A couple months, a year?
We start maybe 5 weeks. No, with me
5
and him.
weeks?
But me and him, yeah.
5 weeks and he changed you into
because it wasn't much to change. I already had it.
It's just like, he's there to support you, and
he's like, it's there. Can you get there? The door is open. Can you walk through it, please? It's not nothing that I had to learn. I literally had it, and it reminded me of the vocal training that I had before. The one I said that she worked with, Ray Charles and everything. She was like, it's there. Like, you have to open your mouth and sing. Like, just do it. Like you said, just do it. Just do it. And I'm like, oh my God. And the more I just kept doing it, now it's second nature. It just comes, you know?
I love that.
Yeah.
So you've been performing a lot?
I used to perform often, but it was music that wasn't mixed and mastered. It was just not given. But now we're about to tap in. I'm about to lock in. Fingers crossed. I don't want to talk about some things yet that we're working on, but I'm going to do some showcases in the city. I love performing. Like, I come to life on stage. Like, it's a whole nother, how Beyonce got like Sasha Fierce and everybody got those alter egos. Yeah, it's Krissy Love on steroids, yeah.
Okay, you have a name for your alter ego?
Not yet. I'll probably get one after I perform B's records. Okay. Because I'm so excited.
Fire.
Oh, pun intended. Fire, my song. Yes.
Period. Pun intended indeed.
I'm gonna re-record that song.
I was gonna say maybe, even if you use like one of those Chicago beats now, you could probably do something crazy that would blow up.
Yeah, my producer, he wants me to just do so much. He don't want to go back there, but I'm like, yo, if you put your swag on those beats, and what I could do is gonna become something. So he's opening up now.
I'm looking forward to that.
He's opening up now to it. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So you fuck with showcases. You love to perform. I saw you did a couple like drop mics. There's this platform. You did Still Got the Juice. Shout out to Still Got the Juice.
That's dropping.
That's dropping sooner than soon. I know you did Yo Who This Calling. And you did one more. You did Genius.
Oh, I didn't do Genius. What happened was I did on the Mic series that was in Jersey, and they reposted that one. So I am talking with Genius because I would love to do that. I would love to do that.
I love those because
I did a lot of exposure. Yeah. And they contacted me, and I was like, oh, shoot. And this is when you start to, okay, people are watching.
So there's only one right answer to this. Which one was your favorite? No,
I'm not even going to hold you, though. Okay? Like, come on. Like, I'm going to be honest. Juice was it. Like, meeting you, everybody's energy there, it was so welcoming. It was so, and then even Fresher came in with his energy. Like, it was so crazy. Like, one of my friends was like, oh no, he was doing such and such on Love and Hip Hop. And I was like, oh my God. And he was like, that's not even me. And it was just a vibe. Like, it was just everybody. It was a great experience. Like, everybody else's show was cool too. I vibe with everybody, but it felt like family. It felt like home.
It's the experience that you got. That's why there was another artist I was talking to the other day, and I told her, I'm so glad we met in person. Because your personality too, let's talk about you, is so like strong, right? Yeah. Like it's a dominant female, like a boss bitch. Yeah. That if I probably saw you on IG, she's doing too much. But like we met in person, I'm like, okay, like you fire, so a lot of people, that's why they talk a lot of shit, because they just
you don't know.
They don't know.
And that's why people say, what's the saying? To love someone is to know them.
Correct. That's it.
Because everybody, first of all, everybody is born pure. Right? Yeah. It's life experiences that deteriorate your brain and all that. Unless you're born with a mental thing and you know, in the jacket somewhere. You know what I'm saying? But everybody has a pure heart. That's why I like villains so much. Like Bane and the Joker, like they weren't always like that. Something happened down the line, and that's me wanting to get to know them, which ultimately lets me love them. You know what I'm saying? So
That's crazy. Because I remember we were in the studio space where we did our little segment and stuff. Mind you, I was on my period, bitch.
Oh my God.
She's over there singing. This bitch is like singing and I'm like, bro, I'm on my period.
I don't want to deal with this.
I'm like, I'm just gonna walk out, because she's like, I'm not gonna like, tell you to like, yo, stop, because that's who you are.
That's what I was here for.
You genuine, you authentic, you yourself. I'm like, I gotta leave the room now, because I'm not trying to It was so hot. I'm not trying to spaz on nobody, but
and we don't want things, because it could have got unnecessary.
Yeah, and it's not.
But I love that, and I was just talking to my male friend about us women knowing when we're on our cycle to regulate ourselves and be like, all right, let me step out, because I could blow up in this situation. But it's crazy because to know me is to really know, yeah, that's my energy, like when I'm around people, but to myself, I'm like this.
Yeah.
And if I'm like this around people that don't know me, they'll say, are you okay? And I'm good, but I
like,
chill.
I need to recharge.
I kind of go back to the little girl that I was telling you about that I played by myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just was like that.
What's an advice you would give your little girl self?
Oh my God, now you about to have me on here crying, child. Wait a minute. Ooh.
I'm an emotional person, so that's why I'm asking, because you brought it up twice. I'm like, okay, we're not talking about trauma and shit, but like,
no, but
you can come a long way.
It's that confidence. You said that word, and I feel like that's been the word of my season all for 2025.
Yeah.
From I was in a terrible car accident, so I'm in therapy for that.
Oh, wow.
She said it. Confidence, that's your thing. My new producer and engineer, confidence. It's like you have to get that. You literally said the word, and I'm just like, that's what it is. Stay true to yourself. Believe in yourself and have that confidence because you have it.
Yeah.
Like if I had that already, and it's crazy because I walk, like you said, that presence or whatever, people would think that, but you don't know what's going on in this big ass head.
Correct.
Overthinking, thinking again, finding the answer and want to rethink that. It's just.
And then for you to just be yourself, who you are now. Imagine if you were like, oh, I'm gonna just like suppress who I am, and I'm gonna be like, like a more quiet person, because what are people gonna think? Who gives a fuck?
Who
gives a fuck? The right people will fuck with you because you are like that. And finally, like somebody who speaks up, somebody who's confident, somebody who's like, because everybody at the end of the day is like this.
Yeah, right.
I don't need people like that around.
Right,
respectful,
right. So it's so crazy you mention that because I literally was going through that, recently. I used to dim the hell out of my light.
Yeah.
Not even realizing it. And it's like going back to your point where you was like, if I would have never met you first and seen you was like you was doing too much type of deal, but it's kind of like, I'm being myself. So whoever flocks here, that's who's supposed to be here.
Exactly. And that's why I don't ever regret anything, or I wish I started this sooner, or I wish I was more confident, or the way I am now back in the days, because you had to go through
your
those
journey
struggles and those, like meeting like people who are not from you, for you, meeting people and gotta like take stuff from them, learn your lessons from situations. So, but you
listen,
it's spring and you're blooming and blossoming.
Thank you, baby. I love that. I love that so much. Yeah, these seasons have been bad. Like I said, this year will be 2 years I lost my sister. So I don't even know who I am. I'm a whole nother person. You know what I'm saying? But I feel her spirit is with me because I'm not taking nothing from nobody. I'm that chance after chance after chance type of person because I understand and people got a good heart. And baby, what about you?
Right.
What are we doing?
You're gonna be a little selfish at the end of the day.
And balance is everything. Being selfish is not a problem unless because
the people around you will know that. Okay.
But being too selfless is a problem too.
OD.
Like you just
because people are gonna walk over you.
Who gonna stop taking if you're giving it? Who? I don't need to know.
What's the most proud accomplishment, or what's the biggest accomplishment you're most proud of?
I feel like last night my parents came to my release party and they turned that out. My mother singing my words, my father saying that's
so you had a release party. By the time you are watching this, it's been passed.
Yes, May 2nd, May
Saturday
2nd,
and Sunday.
Yep. And then I just got another thing for Cinco de Mayo on.
So 4 days back to back to back to back.
Child, we outside.
And I saw you have like hosts, like you have some names to host your shit and everything.
Yeah.
So
things are coming.
Yeah.
We're working. We're working. I appreciate that so much. Listen, your energy from that time. First of all, I love your segment. I want to do more stuff like that because that was so dope. I was like, oh my God, I'm about to sound stupid as hell, but I got them right. I got majority.
Yeah, it's like, girl.
You're gonna see. But like I said, your energy and everything, and then for me to hit you up just to randomly invite you and you like, come do this. I'm like,
that's great.
Yeah.
The same day she hit me to like, hey, come to my release party. I was just in the middle of doing something. I'm like, I don't want to forget by the time I finish this to hit up Krissy because we just met a couple days before that. And then boom, I just saw the DM from you.
Yes.
I'm like, you see?
Period.
Meant to happen.
Exactly. Alignment and where you are in your life, you're going to meet who you're supposed to be.
Correct.
Yeah, so it's exactly what you said. Like, don't be upset that, shoulda, coulda, woulda. No, you're at exactly where you're supposed to be.
Because it shoulda, coulda, woulda, not for a reason, right?
Yeah.
What was that thing you did for BET 2024?
Yeah, so it was the BET experience. Yeah,
Okay.
so there were a lot of interviews. There were a lot of, I didn't hit any stages yet, but I did a lot of networking out there.
Okay.
Like so much that, you know, now I'm getting invited back over there for BET this year to do some stuff. But I have to look at the schedule now because BET is normally at the end of June. Yes. Now it's the 5th. Or something like that. Oh, right. So yeah, so now I just got invited to do like another like mic drop type of situation for it's called Palms and Flow. Okay. Yeah, it's in connection, you know, with BET. And just more interviews, you know, things like this to get people to know me, play, you know, my music, to get my name out there so that next year we're gonna be on them stages for real. Period. Yeah, so I'm working. I really You're gonna have the song of the summer, hopefully. Listen, that's not even hopefully for a fact. For a fact. What am I saying? Exactly that. Because I'm so excited that I'm ready for the next single. And my producer's telling me, no, hold on to that one. That one is gonna be crazy. I know when it comes to music, like timing is so important. Because you know, okay, like realistically, you're creative, just drop. Yeah. It's not really like that with anything. Right. Podcasts, music, videos, anything. You just drop. You have to create, but you cannot just drop left and right because your shit gonna get lost in the sauce. You need a strategy, you need a team. And I was actually managing an artist last year. What? And yeah, somebody was telling me like, make sure you don't drop an album in like December or January because that's like a that season and so many things that you gotta think about. It really is. It's so crazy you heard that because, yeah, but that makes sense. That really makes sense though, right? Especially coming out of the last quarter of the year until a new year. You know, people still writing what was released then. So yeah, that makes sense. You got to play with it. Or like you don't release new music, especially if you're a new artist, unless it's a Friday, stuff like that. Like, you know, yeah, she crazy. So that's very, very true. I'm working on that, trying to get a team. Because I'm definitely in that season now where, okay, management and PR is needed heavy. Yeah. Like, I need to be on these stages, I need to do this, but my work is getting to me because every day I have a DM coming in like, do you have a team? Do I need to speak to this person, this, that, and the third? I'm like, okay, yeah, but it'll come. As I keep working, it'll just align. Correct. For sure. And you focus on music 100%? Well, I work, you know, because I'm not what did they say, a struggling artist? No, I got a mortgage and this, that, and third. I like to ask that people, and there's no shame in the game or anything because I want to show, you know, everybody who's watching how we are all on different paths, but we all have the same goal. The same goal. And how, like, differently we approach the same. I respect those struggling artists because you literally are saying, I'm going to make it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother type of, so shout out to y'all. That's something I cannot do. I'll be too worried about my anxiety. Oh no, where's it going to come? And then, like I said, I got the mortgage and this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? So all of that I can't do music if I don't. It would be a stupid financial decision to, you know. And then now I'm blessed to, you know, have my home where I have turned one of my rooms into my studio. Period. Yeah. That's so like I'm investing in myself and things like that. But so no, shout out to those people. Even those people that move from another state to another state and then go look for a job, I would be the one to look for the job first before I leave. So people that do that, it's lit. I'm looking at you as an inspiration for real. I know one of my line sisters, because I'm a part of a dance frat. It was 1 year, we were sitting on the couch and she was like, I quit my job, I'm focusing strictly on dance. I want to work with this one, that one. 6 months later, she was working with Missy's artist, she was working with Fantasia, she's now on tour with Jacquees. Like, that's a different level of, I'm in this bitch. That's a different type of confidence, you see, because that's confidence too. I am this, and people have to you gotta start moving like that. Like, and that's a piece of me that I learned from the industry. A lot of people meet me and they say, you're so humble. Sometimes you're too humble for this. Like you have to, it'll be situations where I'll be like, no, it's okay, y'all, go ahead, take y'all picture, but I'm an artist and I need to be out there type of deal. Yeah. Or, you know, I've had people ask me, how much you charge for a feature? And I used to say, oh, it's okay, I'll do it, because I'm not out there yet. I had people be like, don't you ever do that again. Especially if they ask you. Yeah. Because, I just saw a video like that. I don't even know what it was. But the guy was like, what's your budget? And then he was typing, it's free. But before he said enter, somebody was like, my budget is $200K for it.
he was like, my rates are 200K, you know, boom.
Yeah.
So you gotta,
no, you have to do that, because what the hell am I doing? I'm selling myself short out here. Clearly they see something that they asking me.
And the motherfucker's gonna start disrespecting you when it comes to that.
And you wanna know something? I feel like we know everything happens for a reason, because now I just did a feature for somebody, and after I did it, I was so excited because I used to sit on music for so long, and I got the verse done maybe like 2 days afterwards. Okay. Recorded it down, everything. My producer, he mixed and mastered it and everything. And, he mixed my vocals, and I let people hear it. Fire is one of my favorite verses. Well, I never heard back from this person.
And you send the stuff?
Yeah, he was like,
I don't know who it was.
He hit
name drop right now.
Nah, we're not gonna do that, because we're not gonna give you no free promo. I'm gonna tell you.
That's crazy.
I'm gonna tell you. They hit me up, direct message for the personal. We start speaking personal. I got this open space for you. Let me know what. Sent me the thing. I said, oh no, this is fire. He's like, I said, no, get me on this now. He's like, LOL, get to doing it. You know, I made up the verse while I was in the shower. That's how much that's how I know I fuck with a song. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm in the shower like.
Is it a New York artist?
Huh? It's not.
Okay.
You know, it's not. Which is another reason why I was like, let me get back to New York, because y'all are trying.
You're trying to expand and you're doing me dirty.
Y'all are trying me in Jersey so bad, but I'm still meeting so much beautiful people in Jersey, because there's an artist by the name of Tinka. She's the one that introduced me to my new producer and engineer. So these people, and Samad from Jersey, big artists out there, these people are helping me. But there has been some where it's kind of like, get me home now. Take me back to Brooklyn now.
Yeah.
But I did it, and I hit him up. He's like, hit him up again. Like, listen, if you don't want the verse, let me know, because I'll take mine.
Just say that, bro.
If you don't like it, like, it's cool. I love it. It's all right. I'm in that season where you don't like it, but I love it type of deal. Still nothing. Oh, I'll listen to it now. Then nothing. Then I posted like a piece of it and tagged him in it. He watches it, says nothing. I'm like, you know what? If this wasn't a sign that you gonna stop doing stuff just out of the kindness of your heart when it comes to your craft, yeah, no.
You can't be too kind in this industry.
Yeah, there we go again with being humble, because I looked at it as like, okay, you have a bigger following, you're doing this, you're doing that.
That's why they think they can fucking play. Because you think like, no, follower can never matter.
First of all, it don't. You want to know when I realized it doesn't? When I seen how little Timberland followers was. I said, do y'all know who this man is? So I was like, even that. I was just like, but... You know, I think he just got signed to somebody too. Like it was, you know. So I was like, okay, this is a good opportunity. But yeah, it's okay. Everything happens for a reason.
Would you want to get signed?
It depends. It really depends.
You would do it if it was the right
time. Yeah, you know, maybe distribution.
Okay.
Definitely publishing. But I don't know, like, you know, to have somebody say, this is my art and you're gonna do this. Okay, hold on now.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute, because one thing about it is, you know, we all need a money, okay, to invest. And I'm doing this on my own. But I'm gonna do what I need to do. But to have that type of money, you know, backing you, it makes it easier. And then you do what you love to make it back, for sure. But it will have to be the right thing. Right now, I'm just enjoying the hell out of this. And I know something gonna come that's gonna be right.
Yeah, you feel it, right? I feel like this season, like we just...
It's there.
Like, I feel it.
That's why I'm keep going. Like, I've just been nonstop. Yeah.
Who's your dream collab?
My dream collab? They dead. They're gone. Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, they're gone. Like Tina Turner, I love rock and roll, first of all. Like, that's my favorite genre of music because of Tina. But, I don't even know, but I love Travis Scott.
Okay.
I just love Travis Scott. But we talking, let's just say production. You got Dr. Dre, Timberland, Swiss, Cool and Dre. Like it's a lot of production that I know for sure. If I got a beat from this person, or if I got a beat from this person. But I would have to see, you know, like as far as like the song side, really who I want to tap in with. Definitely some New York artists, you know. There's A Boogie, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, then, you know, going up, there's always Brandy, even though she's, you know, of another generation. But I don't know. But my dream collabs, they're gone. Like,
okay, well.
Yeah. That's the only thing that I was like, damn, I wish I would have popped then because they were alive, you know, type of thing. Oh, wait, Chris Brown. Okay, hold on. That would be a vibe.
It's always be like that, like your main person, you just forget about.
Yeah, that would be a vibe. First of all, I'm a dancer at heart. Like I'm a choreographer, so that collab would go crazy.
That would be like a little bit of everything.
Tiana Taylor, that collab, Sierra, that collabs would go crazy. Yeah, I love that Sierra back out. Yeah, those collabs would be everything.
So you think you're gonna stay in New York and like pursue music in New York, or you see yourself like moving around?
Man, without president, I'm trying to get out this country. Okay?
Trying to get out of the country.
I'm starting to get connected with people in Africa. So I'm gonna do some, work out there.
Afrobeat type,
yeah.
like.
Because I want to tap into that, but I really want to. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it right.
There's a lot of collabs between like New York and like African artists. Yep. There's a lot.
Yeah, the respect is coming for sure for them now. They've been had it. Like all of our rhythm and stuff come from there. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm working on. Those collabs are coming too. Okay, yeah, I'll be taking.
You're probably gonna start doing them type of beats.
Yeah,
like
you never know. You never know.
Do a choreography. You never know, because there's really a lot of choreographers too out of New York who be working with international artists.
No, seriously. Yeah, I'm gonna dip in and dab in everything.
So where's your main passion? Is in music, like singing, songwriting, dancing?
I'm gonna say the performing aspect of it, because I get to do everything. I'm gonna dance. You're gonna hear me sing. I write my music. So so that's the part for me. Being on the stage is my favorite part. I like the cooking up part in the studio, because I'm confident enough in everything now. Before it was like, get me in the studio is like.
Somebody told me the other day, get in the booth. I'm like, who?
We back to that. You getting in it now? Now I'm about to get on you.
Once my podcast gets 1 million subscribers, in the booth, you heard?
We need that.
So soon, it's coming, but I gotta get my confidence up
we need this episode to get us there.
You heard me? Yeah, it's close. I know, like the amount of support I would have behind me already. I know if I was to start making music, but I love that you're a performer, because a lot of people, they can make music, but when it comes to performing, performing is a whole different art.
Give me that mic and I'm outside. It was backwards for me. I go in the studio and I clam up, So now I don't, but I love performing. That's my favorite part. Yeah. Fire.
Yeah, so what is in the talk right now? I know you said a couple like new songs. Mm-hmm. What about any like projects?
Yeah, so my first EP is gonna be Who is Krissy Love? Right?
Okay.
Because I had this EP title called Audacity on my mind for years, right? Because I just feel like you could play on that word, the audacity. We always say the audacity of these men, the audacity of you to do this and this, that, and the third. But I flipped it and was like, the audacity of Krissy to come out here like that. Like you just use that word for so many different things. But I feel like now I am even finding out who the hell I am now with the loss of my sister and digging deep into my craft. So it's easy for me to just keep that brand, Who is Krissy Love. So that's my EP. It's gonna be very short because I want you to really,
to the point. Very to the point.
Straight and to the point, because then you're gonna want more. And by that time, I'm already out. If you look at my catalog, I got about 10 projects. Once you record, what they say, you put 10,000 hours in, and then I've done recorded like 100 tracks in my crib. So I have stuff, but now I'm rebranding and doing stuff from scratch. So I now have that, and I'm gonna take old stuff and revamp it, have fun.
As you should.
But that first project is Who is Krissy Love. It's gonna be about maybe 3 or 4 tracks.
Okay, do we have a release date on that?
Not yet. I was thinking I wanted to say my birthday, but it's so much that I still want to put into stay up.
When's your birthday?
I'm the first day of a Leo. I
knew she was a Leo. You can't tell she's a Leo.
I always tell people July Michael Jordan so they don't forget. 23.
All right, fire. Oh, that's cool.
I told somebody my birthday was July Michael Jordan, and they said, what? The 45th? Excuse me?
Ooh.
I'm sorry. Because when did we ever go past?
The 45th is already crazy, but Michael Jordan 45, like, whoa.
But he did wear that number for a little bit, but that's not the number that we know that man to have.
Right.
Like, no. And when did we ever get more than 31 days in a month?
Yep.
Anyway, so yes, July 23rd.
All right. Music videos, all that.
Oh, no, we about to shoot. And shout out to ACP too, who I met. I still got the juice. We about to link up.
ACP, I heard.
We about to link up. I think that video is going to be fire. You know what? Everybody's invited. You're invited. We
outside.
Everybody's invited.
We outside. Exactly. And with that being said, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for your time. I'm coming for your release party tomorrow. So I'll see you again tomorrow.
Mama Tacos. girls, well, it'll be happening already, but yes, we about to be lit.
We had fun by the time you see that. We had fun.
Wigs off, hair out, sweating down. It's up. Stay up.
Shout yourself out real quick so they know where they can find your music.
Everywhere is Who is Krissy Love. Krissy is spelled Krissy. Who is Krissy Love? All social media platforms. Stay Up is on all the media platforms. You got Amazon, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music. It's there. Stay up for us.
Stream that shit. This was Lilla Foreign with Valid with an Accent. Thank you for tuning in. We out.